I'm causing mayhem every motherfucking Mondays from now on, and I want y'all to bring it. No, you got your man out there doing bigger and better things. Okay? And I blame, Trey asked a good question. How did it get so bad? I blame y'all. Because y'all been sitting on the fucking sidelines, letting these women do this bullshit, not setting boundaries, not telling women no, fuck off. And that's why we do what you allow us to do. You are one I love to hate and hate to love, but at the end of the day, I love you, baby girl. Come on the panel, let's go, please. Let's go. You're going to be in market, but you might go back limping. What's going on? What's going on to all my embracers on the Black Man Unfiltered Network? You guys know what it is. It's Monday Night Mayhem on the Black Unfiltered Network. So thank y'all for coming in. I see everybody coming in, straggling along. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to press the like button, subscribe, share, because caring is sharing. And shout out to DJ Ham. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And don't forget to go to my personal channel and press the like button, share, and subscribe, because we all trying to grow here. And we all got something for you here on the Black Man Unfiltered Network, 7 days a week. And I just want to give a shout out to Black Man Unfiltered's family. My condolences to your family and your sister, because I know she going through it right now. So stay strong in prayers and faith. And we going to be all right, because they going to have an awesome uncle now to step in. So them kids going to be all right. You hear me? Because we got it. We got kings surrounding them children. But with that being said, I know y'all saw the thumbnail and then be like, oh, no, not this shit again. I'm like, come on. You know I got to put my 2 cents in. I have to. We're not going to kill it tonight or beat a dead horse. I got a good video for you today that's going to better explain it. Shout out to MTR, because I simply took his video, and we're going to show it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to dissect it. But I'm upset about this. I am. I'm upset about the fact that a high-profile African-American couple married 39 years with 4 grown-ass children. What's she doing, man? And I get it. Every story has 3 sides. Her side, Judge Mathis' side, and the truth. But at the end of the day, at 61 years old, where else do you think the grass is going to be greener? Really? I mean, I get told a lot to myself, too, that I'm old, my life is over, blah, 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 blah. But I'm 49 years old, guys. The life expectancy of American women right now is 80.4. So in other words, I got a good 31 years left, okay? I'm not on any medication. I have no medical issues, so I'm good. So 30 years is a long time to tell me that my life is over and I'm old. I still got plenty of good stuff to give and offer to a man. So with that being said, but I wanted to, she's 61, okay? That's an 11-year difference. And at 61, does she really really think the grass is greener on the other side? I mean, Judge Mathis is a high value man. Okay, their net worth is $25 million, which, by the way, he made all when he was doing his show. Okay, so now this man didn't put in over 20 years, 20 seasons, or 24, something like that, and now she's going to get half? Here I am trying to convince people to get married and maintain the family unit. And it just feels like now I'm behind. Every time I take 2 steps forward, I get yanked 3 steps backwards. Where are you going, Miss Mathis? Where are you going at 61 years old? Hey, take heed. I felt like a fiend today when I didn't see you cooking this morning. I didn't know what to do with myself. I don't know. I'm like, well, she probably doing something with the husband, aggravate him, or going to the meat market, doing what they do. But girl, I missed you this morning. It's just, I'm so used to it. It is part of my routine. So I know you get there tomorrow. But yeah. But one thing I wanted to go over with you guys that I want to kind of educate yourselves, because I come up here and talk my shit. But I also do research and I write my little notes and whatever. But let's really look at what irreconcilable differences is, because it seems to be that is the most popular reason why people are getting divorced. It's like, let's read it. Here it says, irreconcilable differences is when couples, let's just say women, is when women supposedly disagree so much that they cannot continue their marriages. They can't resolve their differences enough to coexist or reunite, so their only option is to dissolve the marriage. Go on mute, BMU. I hear a little bit of background noise on your end. Again, the key to irreconcilable differences that the couple, again, women, that the women don't think that they can solve the issues without counseling, therapy, or open communication. It doesn't matter what caused the rift in the marriage, as long as the differences are great and it just isn't fixable. What can you possibly not fix in a 39-year marriage? I mean, if I'm wrong, I need y'all to come up here, you know what I'm saying, and talk to me. And I know it's kind of hypocritical because I'm separated and divorced as well. But I was 40 when that happened. And, but the fact still remains, she's 61 years old. And let me tell you something, Judge Mathis is still a hottie. It ain't going to be nothing for him to get a 35, 40-year-old woman on his side within the next 6 months. But is Miss Mathis going to get that same result? And you're welcome, Edward, because, we say a lot of things up here on these panels and we talk a lot, but we sometimes assume that people know what the hell we're talking about. And that's why I like to come out with the information and the research, so at least we can understand what we're saying, because I kept hearing it, irreconcilable differences, I'm like, let me look that up. And let me tell my embracers on the Black Man Unfiltered Network what the hell that means. It means that nothing in the world can fix this marriage, but you don't think that counseling, therapy, open communication. I didn't even see God in the definition. Why? What? You see, that's another thing. You have to have God in your marriage. You do. Because if there's no God involved, it's like a triangle. You got God on the top and husband and wife on the bottom. If there's no God, there is no marriage, in my opinion. Again, let me say this disclaimer. I'm not a licensed therapist, a licensed psychotherapist. This is my opinion from just life experiences and learning from others. And I can admit, my marriage didn't have a godly divine in it. I was a little bit more spiritual and into God than my ex, but you have to be equally yoked, especially spiritually. Oh, it ain't gonna work. Till death do us part, right? That's the way to fix it. I'm just saying. I know, Edward. And to me nowadays, I think that people don't take those words seriously. They really don't. People want to get married. People want the big wedding. People want the gifts, the honeymoon, but they don't want to put the work in. Marriage is work every day. Every day you wake up, and after you say your prayers, check your bank account, because that's what I do. Then your next thought should be, what can I do to make my spouse life easier? You have to have a spirit of servitude. If you're not moving that way in your marriage, then you're going the wrong way. You better go and do a U-turn. It's not what have you done for me lately? It's what can I do for you? How can I help you make your life easier? And I'm not just talking, let me clarify myself before Travel One start chewing me out. It's the husband as well, and it's the wife as well. It's a spirit of servitude. Even if it's as minute as fixing your husband's coffee in the morning so he can go off to work. And shout out to my queen, take heed. Make love to your partner. Have that connection. Because if you don't, that work wife and that work husband gonna be looking better and better every day. And a good friend of mine on this channel, on this network, told me that the most eligible man is the neglected husband or wife. Let that, let that really resonate in your spirit. The most eligible person is the neglected husband or wife. And outsiders can sniff that out. So I don't want to hear no crying and no tears and no BS. Well, why? Because I was one of those. I was devastated when my marriage came to an end. I really thought that we could have worked it out. But unfortunately, I have to now say irreconcilable differences. I mean, there's no going back. There really isn't. But with that being said, we're going to start off the video and we're going to stop it and talk about it. She's crashed through at 60 plus. This is why I'm upset. This is why I had to talk about this tonight. You're 61 years old. Where you going, man? And just like Trey said the other day on shout out to Take Heed to the Message, he is going to be showered with professional courtesy. He's a judge. He's a high value man in his community. He knows the law. Other judges are going to look out for him. And of course she's asking for spousal support. There is no child support because all the 4 kids are grown. But where are you going, man? What is it that you could have really, the most eligible bachelor is the mistreated husband. Okay, that's who says that. The most eligible bachelor is the mistreated husband. Absolutely. All he needs is Monica Lewinsky. Oh, Lord. Y'all don't start that shit tonight. But let's get through this, okay? Y'all something else. And, guys, just to let you know, oh, there's Travel One. There she out, just like clockwork. How you doing, my girl? Thank you for coming. Don't forget to press the like button. Shout out to DJ Ham. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And don't forget, guys, the game is to be sold, not told. So drop a cash app, guys. You know, I lost 2 subscribers today because they found out I was a Trump supporter, but that's okay. That means you didn't really support me anyway. It was just for show. I want real, genuine embracers who's going to embrace me whether I vote for a Martian, a polka dot, purple, Trump. Look what Trump did today. Hey, that's my guy. I love that picture. You know what Trump was doing today? He was putting wreaths on the 13 soldiers that died in Afghanistan. Today's the 1-year anniversary. That's what he was doing. Where was Camilla and Joe Biden? And if he did it for clout or for brownie points, that's fine. But at least he did it. Even if it wasn't genuine, at least he out there. He already doing presidential duties. He already playing the role, y'all. He's like, fuck that. This is my job. I'm fulfilling my job descriptions. 13 soldiers passed away today because they were left behind by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in Afghanistan. Not really thoroughly thinking about pulling out. And not only did they pull out and then bring everybody with them, but they left $85 million worth of weapons behind. I'm like, come on. Like, really? Really, really, really? All right, guys, here we go. She has begun. The term, okay, the law does not force anyone to seek God. The U.S. has a choice in religion. This includes married couples. And you're absolutely right, Travel One. Whether it's God, Buddha, but you got to have some type of spirituality or divine intervention in your marriage, because obviously us humans, weak to the flesh, can't handle it by ourselves. And then she comes back and says, hey, Kingling, bro, how you doing, my friend? These black men need to stop crying and begging for coddling. Men are intentional when they tell you they would do something, then do not do it. But Trevor One, what does that have to do with the topic? This has nothing to do with black men coddling or crying. This has to do with a 60-year-old one, in the words of Hank, heifer, getting divorced at 61 years old, Travel One. Where's she going? Does she think she's going to get remarried? Does she think... Exactly. At 61 years old. 61 years old, this is where you're supposed to be traveling the world, having as much sex as you want, because the box is going to stop working sooner or later. And his is going to probably, well, they got the pill. But my point is, at 61 years old, where you going? Who gonna want you at 61 years old? They'll want her, and she could probably get her a young buck and some Timberlands, but all they gonna want to do is smash and dash. Ain't nobody gonna, oh, they probably want to marry her for her money, because she knows she gonna have money. But you've been with a man for 39 years. You got married while y'all was in college. Both y'all wasn't shit. And now he is a pillar in the community. You ain't never heard no scandal from this man. And now you want to divorce him for irreconcilable differences? I'm really, really interested to know the reason, the real reason. And Travel One says, Mathis told his wife he would slow down and travel with her, and he has not been doing it. So she don't have family that she can travel with. I mean, for that's a vital reason to end the 39 marriage, because my husband won't travel with me. Oh my God. Oh my God. My husband won't travel with me. So like, I'm not going to get a divorce. So now she's going to still be traveling by herself. Okay, I mean, make it make sense. She got kids. She got friends. She could have traveled. Now she's going to have to travel by herself. So she's still right at point A. But to walk away, I'm sorry, that it bothers me. It hurts me, because here we are, us content creators, trying to convince these young people the importance of marriage and the family unit. I'm confused. Exactly. That was good. I mean, now I'm going to hear my son say, you see, Mom, another one. 39 years together and they got divorced. Why should I even bother getting married? Exactly, Runner. It's foolishness. She's still a beautiful woman, but Judge Mathis is fine. He can get it. Hey, how you doing, sir?
Hey, hold on. I'm trying to get set up here so I can join you. So,
okay, no problem. But just know that I can hear you real good.
Okay, look, this shit is wild. This woman. Some days, I mean, I have I have fleeting moments thinking that, okay, maybe there's some kind of hope for Black women. And then we get some shit like this. A 60-year-old woman bouncing out of her marriage for what?
Because he wouldn't travel with her?
If that's the reason why, that woman need to be thrown in the wood chipper.
Now we don't know that that's in the wood chipper. We don't know if that's the reason. Travel One brought it up. She said Mathis told his wife he would slow down and travel with her, and he is not doing it. He told her that, Grace, yes, he needs to go with her. You are making excuses for the men to make more excuses to women, wives, and daughters. Embrace the grace. King Libra. Hope your day went well. Great content. Keep up the great work. Thank you, King. I'm really trying. I'm really, really trying. But I got something for y'all on Sunday. But we'll talk about it at the end of the show. But TJ, how are we elders, us old heads, as they call us, supposed to convince your daughter, my son, that marriage is good when we got something like this happening? How do we do it? How do we make it make sense to these kids?
No, we're done. We're done for. It's done for. It's gonna take multiple. It's gonna take a fight on multiple fronts. One, we gotta. Unfortunately, I hate to say this, we're gonna have to remove protections from women. We're gonna have to remove. We have to get rid of Social Security, Section 8, welfare, food stamps. Probably DV violence centers, you know what I mean? We're going to have to do for them to get it. Now, it's scary to say that because there are some true, honest to God female victims out here, you know what I mean? But I think the majority of the women out here, they're nowhere near a victim, you know? And I think that it would have to start there. And then also we're going to have to eliminate the simp culture. We're going to eliminate the simps out here. You know what I mean? And it's not like these simps are actually getting these women that they're simping out for, because they're not. You know what I mean? These women are using them to fuel their ego and for them to use as an excuse to double down. Like Judge Mathis' wife is not a bad looking woman. I bet you she tells herself, well, I get men who flirt with me all the time. I don't know how we are, Grace, at this old age and stage of life. Do our women still not understand that just because a man flirts with you, just because a man pipe you down, that does not translate to that man wants you? How in the hell are you of a 30-year-old, 40 or 60-year-old woman who don't understand that? But yet and still, women across the board, their dumb asses don't get it. And it just magnifies their delusion. Let me tell you how delusional. You think this is bad? Just a few months ago, I got an 84-year-old grandmother, and she was talking to me about what she wouldn't take off of a man. I said, "You 84 fucking years old. Ain't no."
What do you mean take off of a man? I don't get that.
Crap. She ain't gonna take crap. You know,
at 84 years old, ma'am, you got to try to avoid crapping on yourself first. How about that?
84 years old talking about what she not going to tolerate, what she not going to put up with, and I'm the man in my house. I said, you ain't got to worry about no man because ain't no man coming over here. I don't know what the hell. I don't know why in the world you think that. And I told her, I said, Grandma, you ain't had a man in 30 years. What are you talking about?
That she got some cobwebs in that month.
You ain't had a man in 30 years. What are you talking about? And our women do not believe that, Grace, our women do not believe that there's going to come a day where not a single man will look at them in any other way than, oh, you poor old lady.
I hear you.
They don't understand. They're going to wake up one day and not one single guy is going to look at them for anything other than, oh, you poor old lady.
BMU, hi Anissa, how are you, my girl? Can you put up her Take Heed is in the room. How you doing, my girl? I knew you was gonna come up here because you was passionate about this topic too. But let's address Anissa's comment real quick because and she has a point, but let's address it. She says here, no, there's no one before that. She says here, You're assuming that was a good marriage. Just because you're married, it doesn't mean it's a healthy relationship, and that's the truth. I get it, Anissa. Remember, I'm coming from this side too. But at
That comment is
61 years old, you couldn't try to work it out. You couldn't try to, we haven't heard no scandals from Judge Mathis. She was just blowing him a kiss a few months ago that everything was all good. But I guess it was a facade, right? I'm sorry. Now we're supposed to feel sorry for her? At 61 years old, go get a life. Go get a hobby. Go do something with yourself. But does she really think that the grass is greener on the other side?
Anissa's comment.
You know what makes me mad?
Hey, take heed.
Hey, take heed. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Ooh, sorry. Go ahead, take heed.
You know what makes me mad is that we all assume that the marriage was bad.
Mm-hmm.
We just assumed this woman was going through hell. She was going through a whole nightmare. 39 years of being married to this man. This man was evil. One woman gonna put in my comment section and say, well, Tina got away from Ike. I said, how did you jump from Judge Mathis to Ike Turner that fast?
That was obvious. That was obvious.
They just assume immediately like, oh, he must have was laying hands on his wife, or he was being mean to his wife and all this other stuff. Nobody is just saying the wife is just, she unhappy, because that's what the words that women use all the time to get out of marriage. I'm just not happy anymore. That's the magical word. I'm just not happy. So I'm going to decimate the kingdom. 61 years old. And now you decide you don't want to be married no more. I'll share something with you. Ghana had put out a law a couple months back. The 9 justices in Ghana said they no longer give spousal support. And you know what happened? Their divorce rates went down dramatically because they will no longer give spousal support anymore.
Hey, take heed. Florida is doing that now too.
Oh, they should.
They have a cap.
Everybody should get it. And I'm gonna share something with you. In Africa, it's different. The children have to stay with the father. The children can't live with the mom because that's tradition. So what child support are you gonna get? I'm even surprised that Ghana have something like that. I was surprised they have spousal support because in Nigeria they don't. If you leave with what you have. That's it. Whatever you brought to that house, that's what you leave with. And mind you, if you was a woman and you didn't have much and your husband had more than you, you just left with one bag out of his house. That's it. And the kids had to stay. The thing is, you know what? I'll share something with you.
Go ahead.
When do we just say that fuck what you heard, that happiness is bullshit? When do we say this? Because marriage is not surrounded by happiness. It is not. It is a duty, okay? And joy is mixed in you. That's it. I don't know why we applaud women to think that this makes sense to divorce. 39 years, and we out here telling these young people, you should marry. Don't be fucking out here. Don't be fucking without a condom. You should marry. You should marry. These young people looking at us like we crazy, telling them that after 39 years of marriage, you gonna go and divorce somebody, all because he don't want to travel or something. And I just saw her and him with Tabitha. They had something on a yacht or something, and she was on there with Judge Mathis.
Yeah, with Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and everything was all good. And you're telling me, come on, man.
I don't understand that. And then you got people in here like Anissa. Anissa agree with all types of foolery. She's the president of the Hyena Squad. But the Hyena Squad that's classy. she's the president of that squad, and she think everything a woman do is okay. And that's the sad part. That's the sad part. The thing that breaks my heart is that people think divorce is the answer. When I got divorced when I was young, I got married at 19. When I got divorced when I was young, I was crying. I don't understand that part at all. I was crying. I was very upset. I was sad. I don't know how women throw parties and stuff like that. I felt like I was a failure. And I said, everything that I did not do right in my first marriage, I'm going to make sure I handle my business if I ever get married again. That does
absolutely
not make sense. I'm done. I'm finished.
So TJ, tell me, what makes you really mad? Because that's what that's what you were about to say. What makes you mad?
Shit, I done lost my train of thought. Take Key started talking on it, and I wanted to hear what she had to say. No, what Take Key had to say was way more important than me. But I want to go back to my grandmother. You know, over the last. Let me drill this home. Over the last month, my grandmother has been facing just a wealth of health issues, which is for the first time in her life at this age, and because. She hasn't had a man, can't get along with nobody, got a badass attitude and all this other crap. She's uncooperative as all hell. You know what I mean? Here I am running back and forth between Missouri and Wisconsin every 2 days. I literally have taken off work for the next 10 days because I'm going up there first thing in the morning to go sit there to make sure that she's doing her regimen that she needs to do because she keeps going in and out of the hospital. If she had a fucking husband, her grandson, I'm her grandson. I'm not her son. She got 3 sons and 4 daughters, which one of them is my mother. And they all like, you know, letting us sit over there. She can wither up and go for all they care. And they're sitting right there in the same city with her. We don't think about these things while we're making these boneheaded, overly emotional decisions. We don't think about this. And I don't give a damn that she finna walk away with a piece of bread. She's going to be sitting in that house. Let me tell you something. Judge Mathis will be married within 2 years of this divorce.
Absolutely. He's a hottie. I want to shoot my shot. Shit, but I'm too old. He's gonna get him a 35 or 40-year-old.
Within 2 years or less. And I wouldn't be shocked if he married a fucking white woman.
Nah. Oh, Lord. I don't think so. It's gonna be a younger model though, but I don't think a white woman. But
yeah, he gonna have him one in less than 6 months. TJ,
I said I wouldn't be shocked because after dealing with this kind of ridiculous foolery all the time from our women, it at some point you just got to go. You know what? I done spent my whole life trying to deal with our crazy ass women. I'm out. Judge Mathis didn't put his time in. Basically, 40 years with this woman. He didn't put his time in. He did it the right way. No, Anissa, we don't know all the intricacies of their marriage, but why do we always assume, especially when it comes to a black husband, we come to a black husband that somehow that he somehow violated this woman for 40 goddamn years. Do you know how much of a demon most of these? No. Of course, Anissa know how much of a demon most of these women are because she's probably a damn demon to deal with. That's why she 10 minutes from 100 and she's still unmarried.
Oh no.
The game is to be sold, not told. Drop that Cash App, guys, or a super chat to support the network. But I'm really hurt about this one. What's up, PA Texas? Haven't seen you in a minute. You're probably still in DR because you know you're a passport brother. And once you go to DR, it's hard to come back. I hear you, y'all men. Stay away from DR. I'm telling you, I'm half Dominican, and I didn't see a lot out there. But this really hurt my heart because I looked up to Judge Mathis. He is a high value man in the community. He is the epitome of what black men should be working towards. He did it, like you said, he did it right. He went to law school. He found his wife in college, had 4 kids. But what really burns me is that he is the main person that built that $25 million empire, and now she gets to get half? When all you did was sit in the courtroom all day, be up underneath him, when you should have been getting a fucking hobby or doing something with your life.
No, she deserve it. She deserve it. She deserves
it.
Because she raised 4 kids, right?
She raised 4 kids. She deserves it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna share something with you. I believe it's still wrong.
Now, it doesn't seem fair that she gets, that she got to live, but she put it. I'm not going to completely excoriate this woman. I'm going to excoriate her for her fucking walking away. But she did the work.
Okay, I'll give you that.
He didn't show up 2 years ago. She produced his offspring. She was part of the upbringing. I'm assuming the children are relatively productive and successful. She deserved. Why do you think Michael Jordan didn't have a problem with writing Juanita Jordan a $600 million check when they divorced?
Yep, you're right.
But what's going to happen when she wake up and say she fucked up? Because this is what usually happens.
Like Tia?
What happens then? Because when she wake up and say she fucked up, what happens then? Nobody is looking at the bigger picture. Because I watched an older woman. She was all on social media bragging about how she saw older women in their 60s and their life went before their eyes. And she said she's in her 60s and she wants to move on and leave her husband because she wants to enjoy life. This is what she said, okay? And then she went, got a divorce, got her a little apartment and everything, got this big ass princess bed. She was bragging about it all on IG. For like 3 months, she was doing okay. She was excited, this and that, until she found out that her ex-husband was dating a younger model. She fell out.
Good.
What did she think was going to happen?
I'm telling you. What did you think? And this is the thing that I think our women don't understand. You got to look at your husband real good first. You got to look before you decide you're going to leave. Look at your husband real good. Okay. This is just a word to the wise. If he still look good, okay. If he still look good, okay, and he can still talk those draws off you, yes, he gonna be somebody problem. I'm sorry.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh,
He gonna be somebody problem. He is. Like right now, if I'll be like, oh, I tell my husband, oh, I want a divorce, I don't want to be married no more, right? You know what's gonna happen? You're going to see Take Heed up here crying on social media talking about, I ain't no longer married and my husband going to have somebody else.
Yep, because when men age like fine wine and we don't, I mean, Black women age gracefully, but you know what I mean. And another thing, and we didn't even get to the video yet. Why do we think that it's the responsibility of another person to make us happy? Have we not learned yet that it's our responsibility to make ourselves happy? That a person should be a part of your life, not your whole life?
That's right. I agree.
I mean, why are we losing our individuality? And yes, women are the biggest culprit of this. We get so into our marriage and our kids that we forget ourselves. But that's okay. Sometimes we got to learn to bring it back. Go on a self-care journey. Renew yourselves. Go. And I'm not talking about girls trip because I was already told about girls trip, but that doesn't mean you can't go away for the weekend with your husband. You can't go away with your kids. But to leave the marriage of 39 years, it doesn't resonate. I mean, shout out to R. Payne. He out there stripping on the pole right now for his wife because they celebrating 39 years of marriage themselves. I don't see anybody walking away. They still thugging it out. But the thing is, I think that we just make it too easy in this Western civilization to get a divorce.
I don't think we understand duty. I don't think we understand what marriage is. This is why our culture has so much of a problem of getting married and staying married. It's not the hard part of getting married. It's easy to get married, but staying married is the problem. Nobody wants to work it out together. Nobody wants to talk it out. I remember I was saying this morning on my show. I said, I remember telling my husband many times back in the day, I want a divorce. I want a divorce. And you know, he would tell me, he would start laughing. He'd be laying on the chair. He'd start laughing. He said, I told you, this is a lifetime affair, baby. This is a lifetime affair. Go lay down there and then come back and talk to me later. And then like 15 minutes later or 20 minutes, Grace, I'm up there hugging on him and biting him and pulling his beard and everything. He's like, but I thought you said you want a divorce. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I'm just talking shit, baby. You know how I get when I get mad and hungry. You know, I was just hungry. You know, and I get it. Look, guys, I tried to work out my marriage even after 2 affairs, 3 years after we separated. But when I saw that I was the only one in the boxing ring and he was unwilling to fix it, I had to come to the realization. I had to come to we're not going to get back together. Okay, it is what it is. But, you know, thank God I still got my looks. Thank God she's still working. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I still have a lot to offer to a man because I'm going to be 50 this year. Life expectancy of an American woman is 80.4 years old. So I got 30 years left to give. So let's see.
I'm kind of retarded.
My intentions when I date and I let any gentleman that try to holler at me, I'm looking to get married. I'm not doing this, wasting my time. I already did. I waste 18 months of my life previously, and I'm not doing it again. And in 6 months, if we ain't shaking something, you out.
I got my drink and my 2-step.
I swear to God, man. Let's run the tape now so I can blush in my own privacy, okay? Run the tape, please.
I enjoy having to do videos like this, one of which a marriage or relationship ends, especially one after so much time that they put in together, but it is absolutely necessary to do so we can all learn from it. Judge Mathis's wife, Linda Mathis, files for divorce after 39 years of marriage.
You were in jail before you became a judge?
Yeah, 15 years before being elected, I was a street kid, 17 years old, in jail being tried as an adult. Judge gave me a second chance after 9 months behind bars. Came out 15 years later after having gone to undergrad, gone to law school. They held my law license up even though it was expunged. After I got my law license at the state Supreme Court because they had denied me, I then began working for the city council, then the mayor, then Reverend Jackson, and then elected judge, and now 23 years later on television.
Man, 23 years, 3 seasons, 24 seasons?
Yep.
That is amazing.
But you know, I like to make note of the fact that I had to go to the Supreme Court to get my law license, and I didn't give up.
Now, this story has taken mainstream media as well as internet media by storm, and rightfully so, because when you think about Judge Mathis and the legacy that he has created, a huge component of his legacy outside of his TV career has always been his wife and his family, which was actually documented on TV via Mathis Family Matters. This was actually back in 2022.
There's breaking news about another Hollywood divorce.
Come in over here, my beautiful wife.
After 39 years, Judge Greg Mathis and wife Linda are calling it quits.
You have to understand that marriage and love is give and take.
ET obtained Linda's court filing. She cites irreconcilable differences, lists their separation date as July 17th, and is asking for spousal support.
Of course she's gonna ask for spousal support. This is her pension. Nobody is safe. If Judge Mathis can't make it, then nobody is safe. And of course she's gonna ask for spousal support. I mean, this is her pension, very large pension. Let's see how much.
You get a kiss on top of that.
The couple is worth an estimated $25 million, most of it from his TV court show, which ran for 24 seasons and won an Emmy in 2018.
You're 24.99999 million of that stuff is as of him. Let's make that abundantly clear. And you would think after 40 years of marriage, you'd figure it out, right? Go get to your opposite end of the house and be roommates for a little while as you talk about your differences. But, and men, listen to me when I say this, the more well off that you are, the more incentivized that they are to leave you once they put in the necessary time for you to be obligated to do so. And being in the state of California, plus being married for 40 years with this income difference with no prenup means she's gonna get half his shit. But of course, 2 years after the reality show was canceled, now she's all of a sudden singing a different tune.
You're giving Judge Judy a run for her money, aren't you? This is where it starts.
Oh, no, Judge Judy, can't touch her. She's the queen.
It's unclear if the couple had a prenup, but keep in mind, they tied the knot in 1985, 14 years before Greg hit it big.
We met on the college campus. You know, she had the Betty Davis eye.
As for what went wrong,
We kind of got into a little rut sitting at home.
the couple, who have 4 adult children, talked about the issues of an empty nest on their 2022 docuseries.
Do you feel the romance died down any?
I'll say this, you know, after you get the kids out the house, it goes, woo, way up. You kind of level off for a little while. You might hit a dip here and there. Like anything else, marriage is not easy.
As a man, you could do everything right. She can come from a nice family, be well-intentioned according to your perception, be family-minded, even hold you down while you make the entire family rich, and still take half of your shit in the end. What's interesting about this one, though, is that she was with him way before he got all the money, so there was a bit of wanting to be with him for potential that was there. But if I was to take a guess, they started off well-intentioned. He had a blossoming career. She stayed at home and raised the 4 children. The kids leave the home. They end up doing a reality show. And then Judge Mathis retired, taking what he would normally probably work 70, 80 hours a week. And now you're spending it at home alone with her. And she realized that she didn't want to spend the rest of her life with him. It is a shocking conclusion that something like this can happen after you seemingly do everything right. Linda actually wrote this on her Instagram underneath a picture of both of them when they got together. Met this man in the fall season of 1981, my first month of college at Eastern Michigan University. After he followed me around campus with comments about my dress, my jewelry, he loved the gold Nefertiti necklace of my mom's that wore, telling me what he could do for me, LOL, etc., etc. Judge Mathis sounds like a simp. Maybe this, maybe this is what this all comes to goddamn hell down to. You treat them like a star, they will treat you like a fan, even if you really are the star, because you're the one that's on TV. He would also sing a popular song while walking behind me or seeing me in the cafeteria. Yo, shit like this used to work back in the day. She has Betty Davis eyes by Kim Carnes. Well, he wore me down. This used to be the good old days where you could wear a chick down. But now, this whole shit would be hashtag me too, baby. I invited him in. He took the draws. I'm just kidding. She didn't write that. And he has been in ever since. This is back in the old school, baby, where love used to be good. But the ever-increasing mind virus of feminist propaganda allows women to believe that after 40 years of marriage, they can leave and go find another, irrespective of the wall that hit 20 years ago. Looking at posts like this and seeing how smitten that he was, how early in his life that he wanted to get married without a true understanding of what he was going to amass or accumulate within his life, is why I do content like this. There's so many young men that are petrified, scared, or have no knowledge of doing things such as getting a prenup, or are so convinced that they want to get married in lieu of understanding the potential repercussions of becoming divorced. And they go into these contracts and sign the name on the dotted line that inevitably does not benefit them. Go ahead, girl. He not treating you right no more. This is not what you signed up for. You can go get you another man. You done did it before. And all that other feminist programming bullshit. And that is the antithesis of marriage till death do you part.
Well, we're not going to fight. If that's the condition of coming back, we're not coming back because we are a whole family, a wholesome family. We all have our flaws, but we don't fight. We never have. And so we're going to see if we have to fight. If we have to fight, the answer is no.
Well, you know, you mentioned our family show, Mathis Family Matters, and as you see on there, our influence is that, you know, black families are great families, and though they're not filled with, you know, just inner fighting. And so, yeah, we show
stereotypical tropes and trauma that they try to portray. We don't see that here.
Anissa, I don't see where there was she was unhappy. It was unhealthy.
Influence on our community and show that.
And I keep telling y'all to stop paying attention to the highlights of people's life or things that they do in front of a camera, because the truth in private might be much different. Truly sad story.
Okay, so shout out to MTR. He really broke it down, showed some good perspective. I liked it, that video. He did all the legwork. Thank you again, MTR. Give a shout out to him. It's still very sad. I told a story last Tuesday, and shout out to DJ Hamp, how I was pissed off at my mother for divorcing my dad after 37 years. I'm like, why? Why? He's in his last leg, right? He got one foot in the grave and one on a banana peel. Why would you leave him now when he needs you the most? When he took care of you and your whole goddamn family from DR, and now you want to leave him because you didn't came into some money? But you know what? God don't like ugly, because she ended up marrying some dude that used her for her money. And God bless my mother's soul, she passed away alone by herself in DR, when she could have been straight with my dad, gotten everything my dad had instead of only half. I mean, I don't get it. The stupidity. Trust me, if I could have worked things out with my husband, I would have worked it out. I really would. But there's only so much disrespect that you're gonna disrespect me, the marriage, and our son. I mean, come on now. You're not even being discreet about this shit.
But Grace, you know what? I think they both messed up. I'm gonna share with you why I say this. You know how I always say that you and your husband have to have a relationship, even when
outside of the kids.
Right. Even when those children are home with you, because the thing is, once they leave the nest, it's only you and him together. So once that happened, now you and him are spending more time together. See, you remember he was always gone. He just retired. He was always gone on the road doing his thing. So she didn't have time to even interact with him. And the kids were still there. But now the kids are gone. He's retired. He's home every day. So there was really no kind of like, intimacy, love making, just being around one another 24/7. So now that this is happening and he's home, it's like we're strangers. And this is the thing I tell everybody on my channel, is that you got to have this connection while those kids are still young. Yep. So when these kids leave, you and him, you and her, y'all able to enjoy each other. You know what I'm saying? Because me and my king still talk about, we can't wait till these kids get out. We can't wait till these kids get out.
Get out.
All the time.
Hey, take heed.
Go ahead, TJ.
I was just sitting here thinking about this. You know who Judge Mathis' wife needs to go talk to?
Tia?
No. Babyface's ex-wife.
Ooh. Yeah. But she did remarry, though.
Hold on a second. She remarried. I think she remarried Eddie Murphy, but that didn't go well either. That went south real quick. But do you guys remember what happened to her and her, after the Eddie Murphy divorce, when she left Eddie Murphy? She got ran through by a whole bunch of dudes who used her for all her money, and the heifer went bankrupt after getting almost $100 million from Babyface. That's what's awaiting Judge Mathis's wife.
She deserved that.
Yeah, that's right. She was married to Deion Sanders, and she broke up that marriage. She initiated divorce.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I really don't.
Ask for some more money because she was screaming she was broke. After she got ran through and invested in all of these other different kind of men.
Yeah.
But why is those brothers even messing with this? That's the thing that killed me. Like, she was married to so-and-so. You was cool with so-and-so. And so now you still go and mess with her. Because y'all know Holly Weird is something else.
Yep. And you're right. We are speaking of Hollywood people, but even normal people do this bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Look, my mama did it. I'm like, I snapped on her, TJ, and take heed. I'm like, why? Because, guys, I was a daddy's girl. And I'm like, why are you leaving dad after 37 years just because you didn't came into your own money? And you know what? She ended up pissing it away. I had to make her sell her house, pack all her shit, and send her back to DR. Because I got tired every month with my goons trying to collect money from her. I said, wait a second. I didn't marry a rich man like you did, Mom. I don't have maids and nannies. I'm a real wife and a mother, and I got to take care of my kid. I'm not about this life anymore. You're making financial decisions that you've never made in your life because dad used to run shit, and now you're getting sloppy. So it's like then she did it. She sold her house, she packed everything and went to DR, married a man with the same name as my father, but different in Spanish, and he dogged her ass out. Dogged her out. I know I'm hitting a few walls. And when I hear you take heed and you say, women my age dating, I hear you and I get it. I didn't hit a couple walls, but I still got a couple more to hit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in total denial. I still think that I have a chance. I mean, I'm only 50. And like I said, I looked up the age expectancy of an American woman. It's 80.4. So I got 30 years. I'm not on medication. I don't have any, knock on wood. I'm still good. So I'm still going to try.
I understand. And I'm when I say that, I'm not trying to be mean. I just want
and I don't take it as you trying to be mean. I'm taking it as you trying to teach. And I don't get offended because it's true. It's true. I'm 50.
I'll share something with you. Like I always say, when I come to Black Man Unfiltered channel and we have these hot topics that we're talking about, a lot. And I'll sit there and I'll say, damn, that cut me like a two-edged sword, and sometimes I get, I'll get that same, feeling that you feel. So I understand. Oh, okay, TJ. Thank you.
Thank you, TJ, for coming. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Y'all take care.
You too, Papa. And I get it. I don't take it offensive. I take it as a learning tool. That's why now I didn't cut off wasting time. It's either I let somebody know right away I am dating with the intentions of being married. So if that's not what's on your agenda, then we might as well cut it off right now.
And I don't blame you for that. But I'll share something with you. The thing that hurts so much is that when we're out here trying to teach these younger people that marriage is the key, that will fix our community, and then you got old timers doing this nonsense. This is what hurt the most, because
exactly,
you know what I'm saying? How do we get up here and justify and tell a young people marry when you have worked more half of your life, and then now you lose everything because you're ready, somebody is ready to separate and destroy the foundation. I don't understand it.
Look at Lisa Ray. You was married to the president of Turks and Caicos. You were good, and you still single.
Oh my goodness! And
you're still single.
She fine. That don't even make no sense. The beautiful women get you get all these men when you're young, and then when you get older, you begging somebody to be laying on top of you. I need a warm body to lay on top of me. Can you imagine? It's crazy.
You filthy motherfucker.
Now on BMU, we got a couple super chats. You know what I'm saying? We can't forget about them. We got to go read them where they at. Here we go. Del Monte Green Beans. I'll never be able to get married. Single father with 2 special needs sons. Nope. Women are too superficial and materialistic. I don't need the shenanigans. Well, once they turn 18, you can start moving around. You know what I'm saying? I think we got one more BMU. I saw 2 super chats go through. Okay, that's JD 499. He's just saying salute. Salute to the network, salute to the channel. Thank you for coming and dropping that super chat. But yeah, this really hurt my feelings because now my son's got another one. He was like, you see, Mom, you want me to get married? You want me to do this? You want me to do this for what? Just to end up being divorced? I'm like, I mean, I don't even have a rebuttal for him because it just keeps happening and happening and happening. And then take heed. Don't you feel sometimes you're in a hamster wheel? You're just trying to talk to people, teach people, and you're over and over and over. And Nissy is here in the bag. Okay, Anissa, let's go. Let's bring it. What say you, Mama? Talk to me.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Yep, I can hear you, beautiful.
Okay. Yeah, for a brief moment, because I don't think I ever said I supported what she was doing. I think we make a lot of assumptions up here when we start talking about these celebrities, and we have no clue what is actually going on in these people's lives. I know a lot of married people. Some people have beautiful, beautiful marriages. And there's some married people out here with some bullshit going on in their marriage. They together, but it's some stuff going on in that marriage that you would not want to have that type of marriage. But they still together. But if the man is doing his thing, the woman doing her thing, it's all kind of foolishness going on out here. So I'm just not going to be naive enough to assume that based on the fact that we know nothing about these people and we know nothing about their marriage, that there could have possibly, I'm not saying that there was, I'm just saying there's a possibility that something could have been going on in that marriage that we are not privy to that may have led to this. That is I'm not saying I support it. I'm not saying I encourage it. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm just offering a different perspective. Some people get divorced because there's really something going on in that marriage that they need to remove themselves from. That's my only point.
I have to
Grace. Don't say you get it. You don't get it. Don't sit up here and story. Don't get up here and story. Don't try to sugarcoat it. I don't get it. 39 years. I don't care what was going on. 39 years.
Well, that is you, and it depends on what you want to accept in your marriage. It depends on what you want to put up with in your marriage. Now, are you saying that? Because I know you've said this before. So, are you saying if there's abuse in a marriage, a woman should just stay regardless?
Why is it abuse, though?
No, I'm just asking.
No, because
I'm just asking a question.
This is what y'all go to.
So if a woman is being cheated on, should she just stay no matter what? Just stay no matter what? I mean, because Embrace chose to leave her marriage for adultery. Are you saying that she should just stay?
No.
It's not the problem. You are assuming that everything was great in that marriage, and you
always go to that. This is what happened,
but you don't know that it didn't happen. That's my only point.
No, but you don't know.
But you don't either. So I'm not going to assume that she didn't have a reason.
Man, Anissa, you know what? Continue to stay in your delusion. 39 years. That does not make sense.
Just because it doesn't fit your narrative of what you think, you don't think that there's another perspective.
You are an amazing friend, Anissa, because I bet you if any of your girlfriends ever come to you and say, I'm ready to leave my husband because I'm not happy no more, you would tell her, yeah, girl, that makes sense. If you're not
Absolutely,
happy no more, leave him.
no.
Yes,
See,
you
you
would.
again, you're
You would.
making assumptions,
No, I'm
and you
not. You
don't know
say it
what you're
all the
talking
time.
about.
When you on the
You
panel
are
on
making an
Tuesday, that's
assumption,
what
and
you
you don't
do.
know what you're talking about. First of all, you
Oh
don't know
man,
me.
please.
Second of all, you have no clue who my friends are. You're like
Oh
totally
my God.
clueless
I don't
on a
want to
lot of
know.
stuff
I don't want to
because you're
know.
clueless. So don't make
I don't
assumptions
want
about
to
stuff that
know.
you don't know.
Whoop. Here I come. Here I come.
So let's read what Black Man Unfiltered said. He said, Anissa, do we know the wife is not the problem? What if she was the problem?
She could be. Only thing I don't know what the problem is.
Here I come. Here I come.
Just because someone comes up here and says a different perspective other than what you all want to believe doesn't mean that that person is delusional and they don't know what you're talking about. Unless you were in that marriage, you don't know what happened. You can't say he was at fault. You can't say she was at fault. You don't know. I just offered a different perspective. Take it or leave it. It doesn't mean that that I support divorce.
Nobody asked you to come up, and nobody.
No, you didn't ask. I came up on my own. Nobody asked me. Nobody asked me, but you
So I
brought my
don't
name up, so I
Why are
wanted to
you upset?
respond.
Because I have a different perspective.
I don't
than you.
care. No. You're getting upset because I have a different perspective.
I'm not.
You
You
always call
just
me
one of those
delusional because I just offered a different
you
point
are
of
one
view.
of those sisters that believe that when you see shit, you don't call it as shit. You call it as, oh, that's okay. I understand.
No, I never said it
Maybe
was
something
okay. Where
happened.
did I say it was
39
okay?
We got to
years
talk
of
about
Where
it.
did I
marriage.
say it was okay? I never said it was okay.
Man,
Where did I say it was okay? I think you have a comprehension problem because I never said that. I just said, what if there was something going on in the marriage? That is all I said. Doesn't mean that there was. I just said, what if? Being that you don't know these people and you've never been in their marriage, you are clueless as to what happened in that marriage.
But Anissa, they were just talking about how great their marriage was.
Do you know how many times people get on TV and talk about how great their marriage was? J-Lo was just talking about how great Ben Affleck was, and she just filed for divorce the other day.
Oh, we all saw that shit wasn't going to work. He's an alcoholic.
When you start talking about Hollywood,
men.
when you are talking about famous people, they get up here and they get interviews and everything is great and everything is lovely until it's not. So don't, just because they get up here and say it, don't mean that that's the truth. Come on now, you know better than that.
The problem is that when you're married, you have to work at it. Just because you're going through something right now, that doesn't mean it will stay. This is the problem with a lot of y'all older women. You will get out here and tell younger women that if you're not happy, leave the marriage.
I never said that,
No. I didn't say you said it.
Okay.
I did not say you said it. I said older women.
Okay.
This is the problem. You don't listen to the whole conversation.
Okay, go ahead.
Is
like
that
you assume what I said, but go ahead.
Older women get out here and they tell these younger women that, oh, this makes sense because you're not happy. And marriage is not designed for happiness. It is not. Marriage is designed for duty and joy. That's what it's designed for. And a lot of them miss this part. Marriage is not for, oh, I'm not happy right now, so let me decimate the kingdom. That's not what marriage is. And we let these young people think that this is okay, and it's not. Marriage is duty. You must hold on to your marriage. And to travel one who got up here and said, you don't know what your husband is thinking. No, I do not. I do not know what my husband is thinking. All I know is that I can continue to be the wife that he wants me to be, and he'll continue to be the husband I need him to be. And then we come together as a working unit. That's all I can do. But the thing is that for us to just get out here and think that this shit makes sense, it does not.
At 61 years old, that's what I'm really trying to emphasize in this. 61 years old, where are you going at 61 years old?
I'm just going to share this with you because I'm in healthcare, and so I talk to a lot of women.
Okay.
And they're older women for one reason or another. And through those conversations, whether these women got divorced or whether their husbands like passed away, and you're talking to them, and well, how you doing since Mr. So and so is not here, and you ask them, you gonna get married again? Resoundedly, when you ask these women, they want no parts of being married again. They were like, absolutely not. I don't want another one. I'm good the way that I am. So you're assuming that she wants to go somewhere. She may not want to go somewhere. She may not be thinking about I'm out here so I can be in the streets and get another man. That may not be her way of thinking at all, because a lot of women, that's the last thing that they want once that husband is no longer there.
But what
So
about the
again, we're
burden?
making a
What about the burden that they put on their children now that they have to take care? Look at TJ; he got to take care of his grandmother because nobody's there to take care of her. Is that fair to the children?
I'm not saying that that's fair. I'm just sharing with you that that's how some women think. Some women are not looking for another one, and they don't want another one. Like, I had it, I did it for however long I did it, and now that it's gone, I want no parts of it. And there are reasons for it. I am sure are varied. But I'm just telling you that a lot of women, they're not looking for the next thing. Some of them absolutely don't want anything else to do with being married to somebody. And that's just the reality of the situation. But no, I don't think you should be a burden on your children. I
I
don't.
like what you said, Grace. I like what you said, because that's true. He does have to take care of his grandmother because she did not marry. And that's what is going to be a burden on a lot of these kids now, because their mother did not marry. The mother did not marry, so they will become the husband, because the child will have to do the errands, take the mother to the hospital, all these things like that, because she would not be able to do all these things anymore.
Yep.
So I understand what you're saying, and it's sad though. It's sad, but some women will get as old as that and not have any children, and they don't have anybody to tend to them, so they're on their own. Right there, that's a whole problem too. I remember one day, and I was taking a patient up to their room, an older Caucasian woman. And she said to me, "My dear, I am really sick." I said, "Oh yeah." She said, "Yeah, I'm really sick." I said, "But I can't see it. I can't tell that you're sick." And then she laughed. She said, "You know what? I'm sick from heartache." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "I have been married over 30 something years, and my husband just passed away last year." And she said, "I miss him every day." She said, "I miss him every day. When we get up, I will make breakfast and everything like that." Our kids got older. They left the house. It was only me and him. And she said, "I just want to leave. I don't want to stay here anymore." I just looked at her, and I had cried a little bit. And she looked at me. She said, "Don't cry for me. Don't cry for me." Now, that's a woman that I will always remember, because she didn't get out here and say, "I don't need no man. I'm not going to marry again." She said, "I miss him. I miss my husband." And you don't hear things like that. So I understand what you're saying, because that's how it will be. These women will be out here and relying on their children, and their children have their own family to take care of. But they'll have no choice but to help mama and become the mama's husband. Anton Daniels was talking about that last week, that these young men will have to turn around and be mama husband. Mind you, when these young men get famous and stuff like that, he said the first thing they say, they're going to buy their mama a house, and which their mama's supposed to be married, and the husband is supposed to buy the house. Not the child supposed to buy the house. And I fell out. I said, he's right. But in our culture, we believe marriage is not the answer. We quit for divorce.
And look at why. Because these kids are seeing this. That's why I tell my son, give me 10 years. 10 years, I'll be married, I'll have a man, and then I'll be a grandmother, and I can do what I need to do. And then you don't have to take care of me. And you better not put me in a nursing home. You know, because a lot of kids, that's what they do. They don't want to deal with their parents, so they stick them in a nursing home.
I understand.
Even though I'll still be doing my podcast, putting my teeth in and doing my shit in a nursing home. I'll have my room will have the corner store. I'll be making money in the nursing home. Tell you that. That's what I'll be doing. I'll make the best out of it. But I told myself that I'm not going to become a burden to my son. And I saw a sermon where the man put the wife and the husband and the kids in the middle.
I saw it.
And he said that is not supposed to be that way. The husband and the wife are supposed to be together and the kids on the outside.
Yeah.
That's how they're supposed to be. And let me share something with you guys. And I always bring this up. I worked with a girl next to me, and I don't know what it was. She had been married for over 15 years, but I would hear the conversations with her husband and see the text. It was like they were still on their honeymoon stage, like you and your hubby take heed. And I said, how do y'all keep it after 15 years? You ain't bored? She was like, girl, no, we make it a point. We are intentional. And shout out to Cynthia. We make it intentional and mindful that every morning we wake up, we take a shower together, and we start our day off like that. It doesn't necessarily seem we're going to make love. Sometimes it's just a quick shower. But the fact that we take those 5, 7, 10 minutes together in the morning and they pray together, and all day they're sexting. All day. And it's like, what is going on with you? And that's something that I am going to apply to my marriage. I am going to, and maybe it's not taking a shower together, but something that we both enjoy. I love coffee in the morning and sitting and watching the sunset. Maybe that's something we need to do together. Or at night, I love sunrises and sunsets. We need to chill at night, have a drink or unwind.
I got my drink in my two-step.
Will you let me work, BMU? Okay. Oh my God, stop. Okay. I'm going to stop blushing eventually. Okay. Stop it, BMU. But yeah, and I'll make him his drink, give him his cigar, you know, and I'm chilling and we'll have a conversation. And people don't have intimacy anymore. It's not always about sex.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad. And why don't people know this anymore? But anyway, we got Del Monte Greens in the house. Now you got both of us here. Don't start your shit.
What is going
Okay.
on?
How you doing, sir?
What's going on? Can you hear me clear?
Yes, I can. And thank you for coming up. You know, you got me and the queen up here. What say you about this?
Oh gosh. What's the point of getting married nowadays when it's a hazard?
You see?
What's the point?
There you go.
What is the point? I need this answer.
I mean, you're right. You're right, Del Monte. If Trey was up here, he'd be saying the same thing. You know, and you're right. The point is for family structure. Oh hell, here we go. Family structure, the family structure, the family unit, to have a child grow up in a 2-parent household, because that's what they deserve. A child deserves his mother and his father under the same roof. That's the purpose of getting married, Del Monte. That's my opinion. You know? What do you think of that?
What's with the mask? What you got a mask on for, dog?
Josh, he always has a mask on. Always.
Okay.
That's his thing. Josh, what say you about this? Because I saw your comment. You had me dying laughing, talking about now with less competition. What do you really have to say?
That's actually the truth in how we live our lives. We're in constant competition with each other. I am personally in competition with the guy next to me. My business is personally in competition with the business next to it. My family is in competition with the family next to us.
What you want in a husband, what I want in a husband, probably two different things. What kind of marriage you want?
Hold on, Anissa. You got to mute. We can hear you, Mama. Yeah, you're right. We're in competition with each other all the time.
So why are we hating? Why are we hating on the losers then? That's the thing that makes us special. At the end of the day, the married folks that don't go through the divorce, they're the successful ones in life. The people in business that basically die with businesses under their name, they're the successful ones. As best as I can tell, I don't actually understand why everybody in society is so focused on all the failures. That could be the case, that you guys are constantly looking for role models to fail and justify yourselves as a cope, literally as a coping mechanism to make yourselves feel better for your failures.
But what we have to lead by example, Josh, and we have no good examples out here.
There's plenty of married couples around. Open your eyes, look around. They just don't want to associate with you guys.
Damn.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Damn.
I
wish I had one of my memes right now.
Think about this in a weird concept. If I was a successful business owner, would I want to hang out with a bunch of people that all failed at business?
Nope.
No.
Same concept with marriage, right? If I'm worried about my marriage, why would I want to hang out with a bunch of divorcees?
You're right. I mean, that makes sense. The game is to be sold, not told. Drop that cash app. That's some bars, Josh. You're right. Like my sister once told me, if you want to marry a rich man, you can't hang out with broke men. Exactly. You gotta be where the rich men are. You gotta position yourself where they at. You gotta go to the golf club, the country club. You gotta go where they like to be, and things like that. And I get it, but I just was never one to be with a man for his money, because I had my father for that. You know, and money is power and control, and I didn't want that.
Generally speaking, if you're entering a contract of any type based on the sole concept of what you want, that's generally going to lead to failure anyways. But that's the core of meism. You're not supposed to be getting married because you want to be happy. You're not really. Anything that you do that's based on I'm going to do it because I'm happy is generally only going to be like temporary for any given time anyways. So like, what the hell? I'm going to get married because it's going to make me happy? Okay, maybe for a couple months. It just seems stupid anyways. And if you're a guy and you're listening to a woman, well, I just want to get married because I want to be happy. Walk away. Like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Get married because, well, I agree with your assessment about children. That's the reason why I got married. Am I happy with my wife? God, no, I'm not happy with anybody in my life. My mother calls, harasses me. I don't like her most of the time. My wife comes home, nags about the garbage. I'm not happy with that shit either, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do what the hell I got to do because, well, shit, that's what I do in life anyways.
But nobody ever asks the husband if they're happy. You know, it's always ask the wife, are you happy? Are you happy? So once she says she's not happy no more, she could decimate the kingdom. And this is why I say servitude is the key in marriage, because you continue to have that connection between one another. That's why I tell people, when your husband, serve his plate. You take his
first. Plate. Fuck them kids.
Yes. That you have that connection with one another. You like to be around each other. You hug, you cuddle, you kiss, you make love. And always make sure that making love is at the helm of your relationship. And this
you need that connection.
You know what I'm saying? This is how marriage will stay in rotation. My king always call it a two-step. I'm not sitting up here saying that I'm the perfect wife. I'm not. I'm a hell raiser.
Oh, you a lot of work, baby. You a lot. It takes a strong man to be like women like us. Trust me.
Listen, and my king will put it down. He'll let me know, like, listen, you going
respectfully.
You know what I'm saying? But we have to get out here and say something. You know, we have to say something. We should not sit up here and agree with foolishness. And in our culture, we're failing in our culture when it comes to marriage. But we can sit out here and have millions of babies without fathers.
Yep, and let's say it how I say it. We can have a lot of bastard children out here walking around. And look what PA Texas said. He said if he's married, he ain't happy. I'm like really? If he's married, he ain't happy. That is so sad. I know a lot of brothers that are married and are happy with their wives or their mistress and their girlfriends. You know, it is what it is, but they're happy. Straight. Right. Oh, we Coach Ferg now. What's up, Coach? How we doing tonight?
How you doing, Grace? How everybody doing?
I'm good. It's so good to see you. I have totally missed you.
Yo.
I'm sorry.
So what say you? You've been married. How long you been married, Coach Ferg?
I've been married 11 years so far.
Are you happy?
Hell yeah.
Why are you happy?
My wife does everything I need her to do.
Is your wife happy? If I was to call her right now and ask, are you happy with Uncle Ferg? What would she say?
Well, if you call her, she'd probably be ready to fight. But yeah, she'd probably tell you yeah.
Oh, she one of those.
No. Okay. I'm just saying she fights for me. So, you know, yeah, she's happy. I would say based off our conversations and our interactions and
you would know, right? You would know.
She happy.
The coochie will tell you she's not happy.
Well, that always tell me. But
Thank
she does
you.
other stuff. You know, she cooks for me. She cleans. She does a lot of stuff that people don't want to do.
I know that's right.
You know, and she don't complain. Only thing I do
Shout out to Coach Ferg's wife.
No, that's
shout out to her. And that's, but women still got to cook because they got to eat. Okay. Or they got to feed the children. I would hope that you don't stay in a pigsty. So you got to clean up anyway. So what is the problem if you do it for your husband? I mean, I get it that sometimes they leave their socks on the floor. Sometimes they do this. Like one day I stopped that habit that used to irk me. The hamper is right there. It's right there. So one day I just took the dirty clothes and I put it on top of him while he was sleeping. And I said, now get it together because I'm not doing this anymore. And finally he got it together. You know, sometimes you got to go to the extreme, but you know, I get accused of being a control freak. No, it's me handling my business because the bitch got tired of picking up dirty clothes on the floor. Joshua said, put me in the back. I need a smoke. I never smoke on cam. Okay, no problem. No problem, babe. So far we got Take Heed. We got Del Monte Greens. We got Coach Ferg. Who else is in the back? That's it? Okay, so I'm never gonna give up on the I know a lot of people say the fairy tale of marriage, but marriage is what holds this foundation together. That's all I knew growing up is a mother and a father. That's all I knew Monday through Thursday at 6:30 p.m. dinner. You better be home, and I had to be home because I had to rub my dad's feet with raggedy ass Bengay. That was my job. But what I see it now, I was in training. That's how they were training me to be a wife. I had to serve my brother where my mom would serve my dad. Even though we had maids growing up, my mom would still serve my dad and I would have to serve my brother. And I see it now that was my parents' way of training me of becoming a wife. And I just don't get it. Why is it that we can't get our shit together? Because I know why.
We're not trained to be wives, though, Grace.
And too many options. Too many options.
Because I'll share something with you. When I got married to my husband, mind you, I was married before when I was 19. But when I had got married to my husband and we're going on 17 years married, it was a whole transition for me. The learning of how to do things and how to adjust to what he needed me to do and how to be the wife he needed me to be. Because I still say your husband has to train you for his liking. He has to train you. And a lot of women are not ready for that. You're not ready for that. And this is why sometimes the marriage will crumble because you're not ready for that. And that's the whole thing right there that we're missing. You know what I'm saying? Because look at this. When my king my king, he works really hard. My husband works for the U.S. Postal Office, right? Now, my king sometimes drop his stuff on the floor. Sometimes going all the way to the laundry room, he taking everything off because he's sweaty.
Yep. And by the time he's at the bathroom, he butt booty naked.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't get upset with him. I grab this stuff, I put it in the washer, get ready to wash it. That's what I do because I know how hard his job is. Now, if I came to him as like, mother so-and-so, you supposed to do this and this and that, what that's going to do? That's going to turn into a whole argument. That man is tired. He just want to come home to peace and eat. And I think a lot of women, we don't understand that the world beats your husband up enough. So when he comes home, he doesn't want to get beat again. You know, we miss that. I'm not sitting up here saying I'm a perfect wife. I am not. I'm very spoiled. My husband had me very, very spoiled.
Scorpio.
You know what I'm saying? So long as I do what he want me to do, I'm fine. I'm out of any type of danger. Okay, not no bad danger. I'm saying like danger. I'm out of any craziness. But the thing is that we don't know. We're not taught. So now when we get in the house with a man, we like, oh, I'm not your mother. I don't have to do this and I don't have to do that because we're not taught. It's sad. It's sad. I'm gonna share something with you. I remember somebody asked me, would you ever marry yourself? I said, hell no. Hell no. All that training my husband had to do to me, oh hell no. 2 years, all that, I would have been left her. Like, nah, I gotta go. I gotta go. You ain't got that shit right now. I got to go. Okay.
Absolutely. And the thing is, and what is the purpose of getting married, right? The purpose of getting married is for companionship. The purpose of getting married is to getting in-house sex. You got it right there. You roll over and it's right there. To have somebody to talk to, somebody to go through the journey of life with together. I mean, there's a lot of good reasons to be married. Del Monte, trust me, I've been there, done. And I got to give a shout out to my ex-husband because it wasn't all bad. He was good for 10 years. It was that 7-year itch. We were together for 5, married for 7, so 12 years. So I have to give him a shout out because I don't be dogging him out all the time. He was a good husband. I'd come home from work, dinner be ready, house be clean, baby be fed. You know what I'm saying? He was a good gift giver. But it just, that 7-year itch touched our marriage. And unfortunately.
Why do you say 7-year itch though, Grace? Why you say
because that's when the fuckery happened. That we that's when it happened. And it's a very common thing that at 7 years, it's a milestone that either your marriage is going to continue or it's going to fall apart.
I thought it was 5. Okay.
No, 7. And now we were together for 5 years, but we didn't get married. And then we stayed married for 7 years. So that's a total of 12 years together. Okay. And then I was with somebody before him for 6 years. I'm a relationship person. I've always been long-term, and every man had to train me in their own manner. And I was okay with that because don't you women want to cater to your men? Don't you want to make them happy? Like my ex is 6'9". I knew he didn't like sitting in the middle of restaurants because his long legs be sticking out. I knew what he liked and what he didn't like. I know what to say and what not to say when. I mean, and it's not a man controlling us. It's a man teaching us how to deal with him. Just like we train our men sometimes. We do the same thing. We just try to do it on a low and we think that they don't see it, but they see it and they do it because they love us.
Grace, you know what the most important hour for a man is that 1 hour he gets off work.
The unwind time.
That hour he gets off work. Once he hits that doorstep and he comes in that door, if you can give him an hour just to be in his own head space, he can unwind, he can get a shower, he can sit down, possibly eat. And then you can come in with him with all of the issues of what took place in the home or who's having problems at school. But a mom understands that going into it, she's going to deal with that shit accordingly. The worst person I wanted to get a whooping by was my mother, because she was going to get it out of me. My father, he going to give you the tongue lashing for 2 days, you know, but it was a different concept. But then when I always believe this, once a kid gets into middle school age, they should pretty much be on cruise control. All the discipline that you done instilled in them should be there. All the talkings and teachings and everything, you should have already done that. And then you're just dealing with situations as they arise. Puberty, okay, talk through that. Boyfriend, girlfriend, okay, it's limited. Now that can go to extreme situations. But it has to be a process, and I don't think a single parent, either way, it becomes overwhelming, and you may not get the other side. And that's why I see a lot of people now. They only got one side of the story, and they running with that, and they putting themselves in fear of having a balanced life. As you get older, you want a balanced life, but most people feel like they're gonna miss out on something.
Oh, I love that. I love that, sir.
That's awesome. Now, Tara once said to me, Grace, no, you are divorced. You are happier. I'm more at peace, but there are times where I wish I want somebody with me. I want to roll over and get me some right then and there. I want to come home and get me some right then and there. You know, I always think about, and shout out to Mr. Bennett. He got married because he wanted to have sex. And he got married, and now he's still, after how many years? So shout out to Mr. Bennett, because I respect him for that. He was honest. Yeah, I wanted to get married because I wanted to have lots of sex. If that's not one of the most honest answers I've ever heard a man say, then you know what? But he's married. He is in the conforms of his higher being. Travel one, I don't want to keep fornicating. I want to be married under the covering of God and not feel guilty about having sex and being unmarried. Especially that I'm going so deep into my spiritual journey now. It is actually we're not supposed to be doing that unless you're married, guys. But you know, I'm not forcing my beliefs on nobody. I can't be here a hypocrite. I had a baby out of wedlock, but I required marriage after that. I mean, I didn't do everything right either, but I made sure I made it right.
I'm a hypocrite. I'm fine with that. I'm a hypocrite because I have done all these things that I talk about. I don't do them no more, but I have done all these things that I talk about on my social media platform. And that's why I tell people that sex is so sweet, because it's meant for married people. Fucking is meant for married people. That's why it's so good. Okay? That's the incentive of getting married. And that's why
Mr. Bennett always smiling and glowing, that his bald ass head always shining, because he happy.
It is what it is.
That's why you always glowing early in the morning. Look at your skin.
Still sending your pockets to the moon.
I always glow because I'm fresh. That's all. That's what it is.
I know that's right.
But here's the beautiful thing: when you marry, you can get that stress relief and be in that space with that person. Single people, they get what they need, and then next thing you know, the person's gone.
You still feel empty. You still feel empty. You're not doing that aftercare afterwards. You're not making him that sandwich he wants afterwards. You know, that cuddling, that playing. They get up and leave, and you still feel empty.
I'm telling you, guys.
So there is a big difference.
I'm gonna let y'all be. I gotta get upstairs to my husband. Everybody.
I know that's right.
Salute.
All right. Thank you for coming. Take heed. Did you do a show this morning? Because I was looking for you.
I did. I was running.
For what time?
This morning. It was the regular time, 9 o'clock.
Oh, maybe I just disoriented. I don't know. Well, okay. Well, thank you for coming. I know I'll definitely see you tomorrow night, because it's going to be a good one. And there go Boss Man. Boy, I got the light. We light bright up in here today.
Watch it, man. Watch it.
Who's that in the background? Who's that in the dark background? Who that?
Oh, Delmonte. Or who's that?
Oh, Delmonte, look at you on the screen. Boss Man, thank you for coming. Josh, I know you feel better now. Let's say you're married. How many years you been married, Boss Man?
It's been since 2019.
2019. So we're looking at 4 to 6 years. So you
Mm-hmm.
coming up to that 7 year milestone, right?
Yeah, roughly, yes.
Okay. So as a married man, are you happy?
I am. I have days of irritation. Let's not get that twisted.
I mean, I mean, all marriage is not all a bowl of cherries. Trust
Absolutely,
me.
yeah.
Are you glad that you're married?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Why?
Oh, I don't have to deal with the chicanery of the
The
world.
shenanigans?
Yes, the shenanigans, the chicanery. I don't have to deal with that, number one.
Okay.
Two, I have someone that loves me and understands me, and I understand her. I found a mate that has my back. I don't have to worry about someone to let's say use me for only one particular purpose, and I have to wonder about. I mean, going on there. Someone who actually, but one thing I do, I gave this advice to my younger brother yesterday, actually. But I found someone that actually invests in me, and invests in me and doesn't mind doing so. I think that's important, and that's key. And once I realized, and I realized that part about her very early. So, and that once I realized that part, I did not want to let her go. So I had to lock that down pretty, quickly, snatch that pretty quickly. So no, I'm happy to be married. Very happy.
And I'm sure that your son is happy that he has mommy and daddy, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Okay, guys. I mean, take heed. Yes, I know we always talk about the negative shit, the negative side of things. But come on, we also got to shed on the positive side. Josh, I get it. You don't want to hear the nagging. You don't want to hear this. But at the end of the day, you still there with your wife, thugging it out, right?
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I just put zero focus on happiness. I don't get up in the morning and think, oh, what can I do to make myself happy? I don't care. I know bullshit's going to come my way. I'm just going to deal with it and move on. Just like I did before I was married. Well, there's no difference really in that concept. I just don't put any focus on it. Matter of fact, I find it kind of concerning when people actually ask questions like that. Like, how do you make yourself happy? To me, that's an instant red flag anyways.
Because they don't know how to make themselves happy and they're trying to learn from you. How do you make yourself happy? You do things that you enjoy. Like, I really enjoy being by myself. I enjoy my own company. Like yesterday, you guys have to see it on Netflix. It's called Accident. Okay. My neighbor told me about it and I binge watch all 10 episodes. I cooked dinner. I did laundry. I just enjoyed my day off in peace and relax. And I had my glass of wine. I was good. Now, would it have been better having somebody there by my side? Absolutely. But I'm not going to stop living life and stick my head in the sand. Life goes on, and people can tell if you don't enjoy your own company because you're making them miserable, and misery loves company.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm gonna tell you something. My wife and I will tell you, her and I are like best friends, and we enjoy each other's company, okay, thoroughly. All right, but we also enjoy each other's company apart. As well. We need our time in separate areas in this lovely home that we bought, okay? And we need that time apart sometimes. Separately together. And then once
and that's okay. That's okay.
That's okay. And you need to be okay with that. All right. And then, sometimes I'm on this floor and sometimes she's on the other floor. Okay. And then once that time is concluded, we come back. And then we're happy to be together again. So sometimes, even as married folk, you've got to be sometimes separate for a little bit. It's okay. People who are just so meshed together all the time. Nah, separate sometimes. It's okay. You will be all right. You will survive.
Exactly. People need outlets. People need other different things. Men need to go hang out with their boys. Men need to go to the barbershop and have their barbershop talk. Like, I was dying this Friday. I don't know if you guys saw the show this past Friday on Black Man Unfiltered. My stomach was hurting. I was laughing so much. And nobody knew until BMU said that he was dealing with a death in the family, but that was therapeutic for him to be around all his boys and them talking shit. And he just felt, you could see it on him. People need that. Women, when you go get your nails done and your toes done, don't use the phone. Enjoy that moment to pamper yourself. I don't talk to nobody on the phone when I'm getting my nails and my toes done, because that's my time. I'm enjoying that foot massage, you know. And y'all men should be allowed to go out without being scared to ask your wife. Oh, you know, I could say, well, let me check with my wife if she got something planned. But at the same time, you should be able to go with her without her having an attitude, without her being upset. You know, what ladies, what you need to do is fuck your man before he goes out and make sure he's in the streets with some empty nutsacks so nobody looks good to him. And then do it again when he comes home. That's how you do it. And have a plate of food ready for him when he comes home, because he might have not have got a chance to go out to have breakfast because he was too busy trying to get home to you. But you see, we don't see it that way. And yes, I know what the ladies are going to tell me. Well, Grace, you did everything right, and he still cheated. But let me give you a rebuttal on that. Nothing in life is guaranteed except death and taxes. So I would rather be doing it right and have it mess up than doing it wrong and have it mess up. Now you got a double whammy. My ex can never say, yeah, it was a lot of work. Yes, I'm feisty. But at the end of the day, he can never say that he didn't go without. You know, like I told him one day, I may not cook all the meals, but I make sure you got food. I may not fold all the clothes in a timely manner, but I make sure you never went without dirty underwears. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of how we do things. But at the same time, hey, Miss O, how are you doing? Thank you for coming. But guys, this really hurt my heart, because here I am trying to preach and trying to advocate for men and trying to advocate for marriage. And here, one of my idols, Judge Mathis, is going through this foolery. 61, Coach Ferg, where is Linda going at 61 years old? Where's she going?
I don't know.
Josh, where Linda going at 61 years old?
She's going to do what she's basically, in her mind, she's decided that she found something else that will make her happy, or at least she believes so. It's temporary. It'll get her through like a couple months, and that shit will backfire and blow up in her face like it does everybody else.
Yeah,
Simple.
absolutely. Boss man, where's she going? Where Linda going at 61 years old? You're muted.
Muted.
Yeah, I'm of the different opinion.
Go ahead.
I want to hear this.
Yeah, I'm of the different opinion that she ain't found shit.
Right, she ain't found shit. I'm with you.
She's bored?
No. I don't think she's bored. I think I'm of the opinion that she thinks that she's better off just being by herself. I am of the opinion that she is just tired of being married, and she just wants to be alone.
And I'll take it a little further. What you said, I think she's listened to the rhetoric out here in the streets. I think she's listened to that. She's heard the women say they don't need a man. She's heard these people holler this out. She's heard what the future is talking about. And it's sad because she's an old woman. She's in her 60s. She has no job skills. Listen, she has no job skills or anything. So that means she's going to definitely try to go after his money. But I think he's going to just pay it just to be over with. But it's self-inflicted wounds, and it's sad. Really, 60-something years old, sit your gray-haired private parts all over your gray hair, sit your ass down, go to another side of the house and date who you, I mean, it makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. I'm telling you.
The only reason why I think that if she was in her 50s or if she was in her 40s or something like that, I would be of the mindset where you guys are, where I'm thinking that she's probably thinking she's going to have a new hot girl summer, right?
At 61?
No. If she was younger, I would think that she would probably be of that mindset. Okay. But I cannot have a hot girl summer mindset at 60. I cannot think that. Okay. So a mindset is going towards, she just want to be left the fuck alone.
Okay, so then go to the other side of the house. Go to the West Wing.
Well, I have to agree with you here, but somewhere along the line, she is tired. Somewhere, I don't know why, and I'm not justifying it. Somewhere along the line, she is thinking that alone, it has got to be better. And I'm thinking also, somewhere along the line, she's thinking that somewhere, something that has happened along the way, there is something that she is unable to reconcile, or she's just tired of this. She's just tired of his shit or tired of the shit. Now, again, not justifying this shit because I don't agree with this. Go ahead.
So, curious question.
If
you think old people aren't out here banging, why are the STD rates so damn high at nursing homes?
Yes, it's high.
You're right. It's high as hell.
I mean,
I'm gonna be the one selling the pills in the nursing home. I tell you, I'm gonna be the one, and I'm gonna be the corner store. If my son puts me in a nursing home, I'm gonna be the corner store, and I'm gonna be selling the pills at $15 a pop. Yup. That you're right. You're absolutely right. It's not even about sex. So let me read this comment because it's a legit comment. My boy PA Texas Worldwide said, "Why are we advocating for something that is going to fail and that she is going to take half? And if you ask her for a prenup, she is going to poop in her pants." So how do I tell my son to get married when he sees stuff like this?
I got a 21-year-old son right now.
And what do you tell him?
I've told him, listen, he's an attractive guy. He's his daddy's seed.
Okay.
Respect women, young. You ain't got to curse them out to talk to them. If they don't like you, move on. Everybody don't like light skin. Everybody don't like dark skin. That's their limited problem. I'm taking all complexions that like me. But good thing. And as far as, I tell him he has to have discipline today because I understand my man Joshua just called out some of the numbers and those STD rates are high. It's high.
I was looking at the top cities in America with STDs and it's crazy. And of course, Atlanta was in the top 3. You got Houston, Miami.
But it's growing everywhere and it's growing among poor people. Even it's like it's going from the crack pandemic to now the STD, the alphabet community, all that's getting bound up in these young folks' mind. And, there's opportunities to get married, but it has to be sort of like the children have to have the greatest opportunity to excel in high school. They go through high school. They got to be able to focus on the things to learn because when they coming out, a lot of people ain't going to college no more. A lot of people are choosing to try to be entrepreneurs, but that takes social skills, that takes math, that takes science, that takes all of that, and they coming out unequipped. But what they do understand is sex. It's not the relationship no more, it's sex.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah, but still, that comes from, that's a unlearned behavior.
Slam, bam, thank you, man. Smash and dash.
Yeah, but that's coming from the adults. That's coming from the adults speaking this language. Especially a young adult. The worst thing I can see is a young girl, 16 years old, just start having random sex, a lot of random sex. By the time she's 26, that's already 10 years.
She's all fucked out.
I would hate to see a young man start having children at 16, 17 years old. And just, you know what I'm saying? Because that you sort of dismissing your chance to do something great. And I think we get too much too soon. It's believe me, the system is playing exactly the way it wants, and
but
there's
Coach,
no way.
It's because we're over sexualized. That's all you see.
Yes, there's no way a 20-year-old to 40-year-old in America, single, no children, should really be struggling. Because if you're working, focusing on your skill trade, whether you go to college, you can live pretty good. Well, I know you can, but now America's coming down to you're going to have a certification or not. Entrepreneur stuff ain't gonna last too long because people can't get along with other people. People can't talk to their counterparts. People can't talk to different races. Everybody seems to be arguing instead of just trying to make the barter system work, because that's what it's coming down to. It's coming down to who can afford something by yourself today. What you buying? Walmart shit, cake. We still buying frivolous stuff, and a lot of the times we don't need it.
That's because they're consumers.
Yeah, and that's what's gonna hurt the man. Yeah, you're right.
Try this idea out. So a single man, he's going around blowing. Let's just say, like, take the debauchery that's in the chat room. Bunch of guys going around having threesomes, bragging about it, whatever else is going on there. Think about how much money they're spending surviving through life. They're consumers. They're really good for the consumer base, but at the end of the day, like, whatever else they're trying to do, they're not saving any money. Kind of one of the benefits you get out of marriage is you get to cut your costs. You literally have a second set of hands. You literally have a second set of eyes. You have another brain to deal with. Like, you kind of get it. Now, if you're going to focus on with kids, you're lucky enough to have 4 or 5 kids. Well, now you've got an army behind you. I hate to say it, but at the end of the day, them kids make damn good slaves. Put them out in the yard work.
I hear you. I hear you. I was a great delegator.
Because they are expensive. I'm not saving no money off of them.
To be fair, right? Like that's looking at it as like one child, right? But the second child is actually generally cheaper. It's the same concept as sitting down at the table. What's the difference between putting four plates of food down on the table or 5?
Nothing, because you take a little bit from each 4 plates and you make another plate, and everybody eats.
Well, I guess if you're trying to resplit the plate system kind of concept, but you really just to add another plate to the table is like another 45, 55 cents. It's not really a big problem when you're boiling it down. Now, the benefits that you would get out of having multiple children is you got more hands to do the house chores. If you own property, property maintenance is a pain in the ass, no matter what you deal with, right?
But Joshua, people don't.
If you can get them,
make their kids work.
Do what?
In the black community, people don't put their kids to work. They let their kids do what the hell they want.
What? Well, that's a parenting issue in the first place, anyways. But I mean,
yes.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Parenting. What I'm trying to say is the economical benefits that comes down to having a family in the long run, lot freaking cheaper. Save huge amounts of money in the long run. Yeah, at first your capital start off with any investment. It is going to come with a cost.
Yeah, you got to spend money to make money. So at the beginning with diapers and formulas, but as they grow older and can start doing stuff around the house.
I'm still paying for diapers, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
I remember that. We used to go to Costco every month. It was $213.37 for the formula, the wipes, and the Pampers. It was a bill. It was a bill at Costco. It was like, and then then daycare, because my son went to daycare when he was 1 year and 2 weeks, and he went all the way through high school to aftercare, and I would wait to pick him up till 6 o'clock because I'm getting all my money's worth. Even on my days off, you still gonna go to aftercare because I'm paying good money. You know, but at the end of the day, guys,
embrace.
This is how. Go ahead.
I had a question. I'm sorry.
Of course.
The original question was why. What do you tell the kids as far as about getting married, right?
Yeah, well, why should we convince our kids to? Okay, I'm getting a countdown. We're trying to start doing shows at 2 hours so we can premiere them. So, the question is, like my son, he'll ask me, "Mom, why should I get married? Look at all the foolery that's going on right now. Why should I get married?" How do you answer that to your son when he gets old enough, boss man?
You should get married if you feel as though the person that you have in front of you, that's in your life, you feel as though you feel as though, you think as though you cannot deal or live without. And that person that's in front of you is investing just as much in your life as you're putting into them. If it's not a good cost risk benefit analysis, then you shouldn't. The issue is that we push getting married as if that is the only option, and it's not. It's not. In all fairness, it's not the only option. It's not the only option because there are other options for different types of people. It's the only option for a certain type of person, depending on the person you end up coming across. It's the only option for a certain type of person, and it's that person's job, man's job, to find that one person that it's the only option for. We have to get out of the mindset. You have to get out of the mindset that this is a linear argument. It may not be an option for you for that son until it is an option, or it may not be in the cards for that individual until it is.
And you're right, boss man, because not every woman and not every man is fit to get married. You know, a lot of us are not even being raised to be wives or being husbands because they're being raised by single mothers. They don't know, they don't have the example of what being a husband or a leader is. So I get it. They are lost in the sauce.
Conditions. We have to teach conditions, as opposed to saying if you're not married by 30, something is wrong with you. No, we have to teach conditions. If by the time you're 30 and you haven't gotten this and this and this, then you're not ready for marriage. And it's not until you're here and here and here meeting certain conditions, then you are not ready for marriage.
And you're absolutely right. And that's why I told my son from 18 to 28, you should just be on your purpose, laying the foundation to become a husband and become a father. You could barely take care of yourself now. What makes you think you're not ready yet? Make your career, build your foundation. Now, did I help him? Absolutely. Kid got 759 credit. He's already got his own apartment. He's going to college. You know, so I pushed him along, but I said, you ain't staying here. You got two choices. You're going to college or the military. I had to cut the umbilical cord. I'm not coddling Travel One. I'm not coddling my black son. There's no room for coddlement here because I need him to be a man. And no, it's just a separate relationship that me and Travel One got.
What did she say?
Well, she's always saying that we coddle our black sons, our black men, and you know we do too much for them, and then they become sorry ass men. Again,
you know what? Here's the problem. I'll say this. Maybe if our parents, my mother's generation, maybe if they spent more time generationally and statistically speaking, if they spent more time setting us up for certain levels of credit versus statistically using our credit, then maybe us as black men in my generation would have better credit. Maybe if they understood finances a heck of a whole lot better, maybe my generation, millennial generation, would actually understand credit and understand finances enough to actually be better off, to be more financially stable, so that we were able to, I don't know, have financial prowess enough to take care of ourselves and a fucking family.
Exactly. Because I told him, don't put that fucking burden on me. If you have a kid, I am not going to see that. I am not going to be that grandparent. I love my son and I know I'm going to love my grandbaby, but I have seen a lot of stressed out grandparents where they're taking care of the kids to avoid their kids having to pay for daycare. And now the latter part of their life is now raising the grandkids. Nah, I told my son, don't do that to me because you're going to be disappointed. Will I love the grandkid? Yeah. Absolutely. Will I take care of them? But you're not going to put that burden on me 5 days a week, doing this, doing that, because mama got her own life. I got to get my groove back now.
True.
I'm looking to find my husband. So you don't have to take care of me when I'm in my 70s and 80s, because the women on my mother's side of the family, they live up to 100. So when men tell me that I'm old and my life is over, I'm 50. I literally got a whole 50 years left. And I have no medical conditions. I'm not on medication. I'm good. And she still works.
This is why she's going into the nursing home right there, right? Because you're going to move mom in the house, put her in the attic somewhere, right? Okay, Mom, right? You're gonna babysit the kids because I gotta go out for like 2 hours, right?
Hell no.
Yeah.
You're right. No, I'd rather go to the nursing home.
Yeah, you're going to a nursing home there, Embrace. That's all what it is, baby.
That's
You're on your way to
okay.
nursing home.
You know what? And I will make a life out of it. You know, probably have a couple boyfriends. You know what I'm saying? I'll be good. I'm looking forward to getting a 55 and older community because I heard that the rent is cheaper out there.
Did I not just warn you? Like literally brought up the STD rates in nursing homes. Yeah,
I know, but you can make that old fool put a condom on. You know, you could put a condom on.
Any easier than getting it? Is it
Joshua, I'm gonna be married. I'm gonna be married with my husband in the nursing home. Okay, that's the goal. And I'm a run it live when I get married, so all of y'all can see. Oh shit, Embrace and got married.
Okay,
So
Embrace. My fingers is crossed for you, baby. I'm being
I
honest
know
with you.
that's
Fingers
right.
crossed for you.
All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap it up because we are trying to get under 2 hours so we can do a premiere. I want to thank you again for coming up here, Joshua. You always bringing that salt to the game. Thank you very much, Trey. Thank you for coming. I told you I've missed you, and I appreciate you being here, boss man. Now you are part of the family, and nobody can take away from me that you have debuted audio and visually on my show. But I do want to do final thoughts. So we'll go around the room. Joshua, you go, then Coach Ferg, and then Boss Man, and I'll close out.
Yeah,
go ahead, Joshua.
I'm happy to see more failures in life. At the end of the day, you guys are contributing to the consumer base. I love it. Go spend that money. Pay that rent. Forget owning houses, right? I want to invest in real estate.
Oh,
I love you failures. It makes my life a whole lot easier. You hate the rich man? Well, stop making bad decisions. Plain and simple.
Period. Coach Ferg, I already know what you're gonna say. You married, happy. What say you?
I mean, just in people who are not in that space. So you're not married, but you're young. You just got to look at your life and make a decision on which way you want to go. It's a lot going on over these next 4 years. I wouldn't advise any man to continue, especially young man, 21, to continue to stay in the area where he feel like he's mistreated. Young women, it's a little different move out there. You have to be willing to look at your life and take accountability for it. I wouldn't recommend having children before I'm married today. If that means you got to go a little longer before you have it, then just do that. Don't do it too early. Women and, fellas, if you have children, just try to fight for them right now. The Olympics is coming up. I want to see a whole bunch of beautiful young black children to get out there and try. They got sports that we invented. I believe if everybody showed up to the Olympic trials, especially if you've been practicing, you just might make it. But I could be wrong. Other than that, stay on the sideline. Stop complaining about something you're not trying. The world is bigger than the United States, and it's caving in right now. So
I got my passport on standby. I got it right here in my drawer. I got it on standby. We got to get the hell out. I'm out. Boss man, what say you? Final thoughts.
Listen, at the end of the day,
I got my passport.
Look, I have no idea what's happening. There we go. Okay, listen.
Okay.
At the end of the day, there we go. I have no idea what's happening. Everything is happening all crazy. There we go. All right. At the end of the day, happiness is subjective to the individual. No one is responsible for making you happy. At the end of the day, that's what I really wanted to come up here and say. Bottom line.
I mean, I hear you, and yes,
no one person is responsible for making you happy. It is subjective to you. Self-esteem is designed exactly. It is for exactly how it sounds, for yourself, and it's for you to design that and fix it for yourself. Can other people, aid in that? Sure, but it's mainly designed for you. Marriage is not designed for happiness as a foundation. It is a duty and responsibility. Men and women see it a heck of a whole lot differently, of course, understandably, but it is a duty and responsibility. And you are supposed to take those vows with some seriousness and with some gumption and to mean it till death do ye part. And if we, as a community, we cannot get it back together if we don't start seeing examples of those words and those vows meaning something as a community. Can we see anecdotal situations where they, don't necessarily, come together and stay together? Sure. Those are anecdotal situations, but the issue isn't necessarily anecdotal situations. The issue at large is when we start seeing a mass of the same situation happening time and time and time again. And it is the repetitive, recurring, recalcitrant nature of the same thing happening over and over again that is the issue, and not the anecdotal situation. I'm not worried about the anecdotal situation because we don't know what happened in that situation. However, what I can say is that it's not just that one situation. It's happening repetitively. And why is it such a recurring epidemic? Why is it that way? And we can't necessarily get it back together if we constantly see it decaying in our community over and over again.
Absolutely. Bossman, this Sunday at 5 p.m. and Coach Ferg, what are y'all two doing?
Cooking, probably.
Yeah.
But
no.
What you got?
And just for Josh, yes, they do make covers for passports because I don't like to be fumbling at the airport. So the covers distinguishes whose passport is whose. This is my son's, this is mine, my ex. I like to be very organized when I travel. So
Why
yes.
do you have your ex's passport? Wait a minute, I have questions. Sorry.
No, the expired one. I have the expired one. I still keep all documents.
I shouldn't have asked. Not my business. Sorry.
It's okay. And then you see how nice it still looks. I don't like nothing crinkly or creased. It still looks brand new. I'm type A personality, Josh. So don't mind me.
I'm very tropical area. It will not last that long.
I'm 49 years old and nothing changed yet. I'm not going to change anytime soon, sir. I mean, my desk right now is a mess, but it's an organized mess. Only I know where everything is, right? If I was to ask you, go get me this, you wouldn't find it, but I'll know exactly where it is. So, but let me do my final thoughts, guys.
You asked us about Sunday. Why?
Because I am having a preview of my new and improved channel. I'm having a show on my channel, not BMU, not nothing. I got an outro. I got some memes. I didn't level up, y'all. Because I'm telling you, I'm trying to get that 1,000 subscribers by my birthday. That's all I want for my birthday. That's all I really want. My health, a good steak dinner, and I want to get 1,000 subscribers. And I will be happy as a pig in shit, like my dad used to say. Yeah, so I just want you guys to come. It's a great topic. It's going to be a great topic. Okay, drop your link in the chat. BMU, if you're still there, can you drop my link in the chat? Well, Josh, all you have to do is subscribe to me and press the bell, and then you'll always know when I'm available, sir. But
yeah, that's why I want your link.
With that being said, I did this show today out of discernment, disappointment, and heartbreak, because here I am trying to teach the young ones. Thank you for coming, Travel One. I'll see you on Sunday. We got to do better. Marriage is important. I don't care if it was 30 years ago, last week, today, tomorrow, next year. Marriage is important for health. People that are married live longer. People that are married make more money. I don't know about the sex part, because I don't like about the fact that a lot of men are walking around in sexless marriages, and y'all women got to do better with that, because then don't come crying why your husband cheated on you. Okay. Shout out to my queen, Take Heed, how she says, you got to make love to your husband. You got to, it's your duty. His body belongs to you and your body belongs to him. There it is, Josh. Y'all go ahead and make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, because y'all gonna be in for a treat. You know, my channel has been under construction. You know, I'm never gonna leave BMU because he talking about so no more Monday night shows. I'm like, you stuck with me. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, Monday nights are mine, baby. They can't nobody kick me off of this Monday night. Well, one person can. We already know who that is. But with that being said, thank y'all for coming. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for participating. This was a good one. I picked a good video because he did all the legwork on that video for me. So, and it showed everything. Ladies, stop initiating these sorry ass divorces. Tomorrow's going to be epic. Okay. Stop initiating divorces. Stop it. Marriages are failing because 70% of divorces are initiated by women. And I really do hope that the laws get stricter on divorce and making it harder for people to divorce because we're fucking up our kids. You know, it's not just about y'all. You know, this is what I don't understand. When I had my son, my whole perspective in my life changed. I didn't even look at my life in my eyes anymore. It was always through my son's eyes. Any decision I made, I had to always consider him and how is it going to affect him. That's the same thing by being married. So, guys, with that being said, I hope you guys embrace this show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tomorrow is going to be epic. It's going to be a hell of a topic. So BMU family, I know you guys will be here, but tell a friend to tell a friend. Sharing is caring. Share the live, and we'll be here cutting up. Again, thank y'all for coming out. Peace.